Welcome to Social Studies Made Simple. Now this afternoon we're going to be looking at the CCSLC exam and specifically the SBA. So we're going to start from the top going straight down to the bottom. So this is the first of a number of videos dealing with the CCSLC SBA. Alright, so we're going to go straight into it and we're going to look at the first task. So there are five sets of SBAs, if I should put it that way. There are 5 modules in the exam covered by the syllabus, and each module has a SBA. For the first 3, the SBAs are divided into 2 parts. The last 2 are single SBAs, and as we go into each, you will see clearly what I'm speaking about. So for the first task, I will say task 1, part 1. So on the screen you will see the SBA. You would simply type in your name, of course, your grade, and of course you'll read the task. So the task says, Mr. Smith's mobile phone, that's the title, task 1, and this is SBA 1 of course. So Miguel and Hayden are best friends who both attend the same school and are in the same class. Miguel has been known to take things that do not belong to him without the owner's permission, while his friend always tried to follow the rules. While passing a classroom, the boys spotted Mr. Smith's mobile phone on his desk. Miguel promptly removed the phone. As it turned out, no one was aware of Miguel's action except Hayden. And despite continuous appeals for the return of the phone, neither boy volunteered information on the phone's whereabouts. And that's the scenario. And of course, this is dealing with module 1, which deals with moral dilemma, as well as self-dimension and the family. So this is a moral dilemma, of course, where you're called to make a moral judgment. Make a decision about what is right and what is wrong. First question. Imagine that you are Hayden. Give 2 possible courses of action that you could take in this situation, and this is valued 4 marks. And note it says 2 possible courses of action. So it means that each action you give would merit 2 points. So it's a simple scenario. You have a friend and your friend thief. You, on the other hand, you're an honest person. Now your friend saw the phone on the teacher's desk and your friend took it up. They're asking for the phone. None of you so far have said anything to the persons asking that you know about the phone. Now the question is being asked, you being the friend, you being Hayden, what 2 things could you do in this situation now? I remember, you are a good boy who are a good girl who normally follows the rule. If I were Hayden, as they're asking me to pretend to be, I would have told Miguel to give back the phone. Another thing that I could have chosen to do was to say to Miguel, or to report that Miguel took the phone to the teacher or any other teachers, the principal or any member of staff. And there are multiple things that I could have done as well, but those are 2 and I would have gotten 4 marks. And of course, we're asking that you put this in a complete sentence. So we would start by saying, I would ... I would tell Miguel to return the phone, or if I were Hayden, I would tell Miguel to give back the phone, etc., etc. So in order to make a complete sentence, try to pull words from the question when starting your questions, when starting your answer, in order to ensure that it keeps you in line. Number 2, which of the 2 possible courses of action would you choose? So you would have given 2 things that you could do in the situation. I said I would tell Miguel to give back the phone. I said I would report it. Now, which one would I choose to do? Okay, I would choose to tell Miguel to give back the phone. So I gave 2 possible situations and I'm supposed to choose one. So what you do here is just simply go back and choose one of the 2 things that you would have entered here. So you can simply add Sorry, let me just undo that. So I could have just said answer, and it's up to you how you decide to present your thing. You know, I've seen students present using PowerPoint, etc. It doesn't matter. Creativity is always welcome, but ensure that you do what you're asked to do. I would tell what am I typing? Good. Sorry. Now, of the two things I would have stated here, I'm going to choose one. So I would and I could easily just copy this, because there's no point in making life harder than it is. Good. Now they ask, give 2 reasons to justify your choice. What this question is asking you to do is to say, why would, in my case, since I said I would tell him to give back the phone, why would I tell him to give back the phone? Give some good reasons why I would do that. And I would simply say, because Miguel could get into trouble, because I could get into trouble, because persons know that I'm Miguel's friend, and a number of other things. Continuing to number 4, explain one long-term consequence of Miguel's behavior. Some persons may not understand what is meant by long-term consequence, but it is simply saying name, explain, and explain means you're not just going to write it, but you're going, explain, you're going to add something to it, so the person who is reading it will fully understand what you're talking about. One thing that could happen in the long run, 3 to 5 years down the line, as a result of how Miguel is behaving, what he's doing. All right, and you would just simply explain that. Could go to prison, a number of things could happen to him, and of course you would put this in a sentence. All right, and that is it for SBA 1, task 1. So was that too hard? No, it wasn't. So be creative, come up with some very good answers and get your full marks in your CCSLC SBA task. All right, this is Loria Campbell from Social Studies Made Simple. Have a wonderful afternoon.